Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today is the 17th of June and I thought it would be the perfect day to start my vlog for the second part of June, where I tell you all about my reading. And I'm very excited because yeah, it's a fun time, also a very busy time for me. But last night or yesterday I started the second book in this series about his name, Fetch. I always forget what the series is called, but I think this book is called The Dead Man in the Ditch in English, and it's by Arnold. And I have read the first book already at the beginning of the year. It was a little bit of a rough time because that was when my cat died, so I definitely felt a little bit apprehensive of getting back into the world because I didn't want to resurrect some feelings. But last night I read about the first 100 pages pretty much, and it was very easy to get back into this world. This basically follows a world where the humans destroyed magic, and now all the magic beings of that world are feeling the effects. Some have completely died, others have vanished and nobody really knows where they went, and some are still trying to get by, but it's like much harder for them now. And Fetch is basically somewhat responsible for that, and that's why he decided to be a guy for everything. And so he helps magical beings, and he is somewhat like a private detective, but like he does a lot of stuff. And yeah, in the first book he solved a very important case, and so now we're back following him along in this world. And yeah, the overarching question is always whether they will find a way to get the magic back. Yeah, I have read 100 pages. So far I can't really talk about it too much. The case they have in this one is a murder case where the kind of wound of the victim looks like it has been caused by magic, and so they're not quite sure what happened there. And I really enjoy it, so I can't wait to keep reading. I hope that maybe I will be able to finish it this weekend, because I still have some reading plans for this month. For my audiobook, I'm listening to My Lady Jane. This is one of my favorite books, and I'm really glad I decided to listen to it again. I'm listening to that in preparation of the new book, My Contrary Mary, which will be set in the same world. So I thought it would be good to go back and just listen to My Lady Jane again. It's just so fun. I love this book so much. I think I have 4 hours left now, and it's just hilarious. I love this book. It's so good. It deserves so much more hype. So if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend the audiobook. The narrator really gives it her all. It's great. I love it. And yeah, that's my reading so far. Oh no. I'm so excited! So today's the 18th of June. Today is amazing. It's like real summer weather. You can see nice and red in the face. I spent the whole afternoon outside. It was so lovely. We don't have that often in Germany, so I had to make the best of it. But I am now a little bit more than halfway through Dead Man in a Ditch, and I'm really enjoying this. I think I like this even more than the first book. In the first book we still got a lot of like flashes back where we learned about the kind of history of the main character, but in this one we have this established history, so we can focus more on the here and now, and I love that. And honestly, I do have a suspicion who might be the killer. And I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. That would like literally break me if I'm right. I hope I'm not. But yeah, I am very happy that this book turns out to be really, really good. Because yeah, this is such a unique concept. The first book has been compared to The Wolf Among Us, and yeah, it's basically a detective story, but in a magical world, and I think that's so cool. The third book is also out, but my library doesn't have it, so I will have to see how I will read the third book in the future. But for now, I still have about half of this to go. So today's the 22nd of June and I do have some updates. I do have 2 finished books that I wanted to talk about. First of all, I finished my audiobook of My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Jodi, Meadows and Brodi Ashton, I believe. This was a re-listen. I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite books. It's so hilarious. It's a fantasy about England, and it's basically like an alternate history of the children of Henry VIII and Jane, who was queen for a very, very short time, I think 9 days. So yeah, I love that book. It's so magical, funny, and great. And it was just amazing to listen to it again. I gave it 4.5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Then I finished Dead Man in a Ditch by Luke Arnold last night. This one is also more on the like dark funny side of fantasy. So in this world we follow a private detective and the magic of the world has vanished. It's gone. And so all of the magical beings are having a very hard time, and our private detective of Fetch is trying to help these magical beings. And I really wasn't expecting this to be so emotional. I was really surprised where the story went, and yeah, it had me in tears sometimes, which was really surprising. But I feel like this is still more of a humorous book. It doesn't really dwell on the sad things too much, so there are quite sad things happening in here, but they're kind of glossed over quite quickly, and then you get into the more dark, hilarious stuff again. The series has been compared to The Wolf Among Us, and I totally stand by that. It definitely has depth, it definitely has darkness, but it is a very, very fun experience overall. So yeah, in this one we follow a case where a man was murdered, and it looks like it was done with magic, but magic isn't around anymore, so it's kind of the question how that happened. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed this series. I gave this one 4 stars as well. I think I gave the first one 4 stars too. I think they do have different vibes. The first one has a lot more like flashbacks to how the magic was destroyed, and in this one we kind of build on that, so a lot of the characters here are somehow tied to that. So yeah, you definitely have to read these books in order, but yeah, I really liked it. It was so good. It was so good. So yeah, I'm very happy. So then I have started a new audiobook, and that is Legends and Lattes by Baldreee. This one has been everywhere, and I am reading this for a book club, or like a kind of mini readathon thing where a couple of booktubers are reading this, and I decided to join in. So yeah, I am about not quite a third into it, and I'm really, really liking it. It's a very short book, so it's a quick read and listen. And yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I really like the vibes. I really like the way the audiobook is narrated, because the author actually narrates it himself, because I think he is originally an audiobook narrator, and then he decided to publish his own book. And I really love the way that he reads it. There is some characters who are really cute. There's this one guy who helps our main character Viv, who's an orc, build up this coffee shop that she wants to open. That's why it's latte in the title. And I don't really know what kind of magical being he is. That's the struggle I sometimes have with audiobooks. But he's like so grumpy but cute, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, we also have a succubus who is now helping out around the store, and she's really cool as well. So I really love all the characters we get introduced to, and yeah, it's a fun time. And I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I really hope that Viv will be successful with her coffee shop. And then the next book I want to pick up now is gonna be Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This is a book I will do a separate reading vlog on, so I will probably only update you here when I finished it. But I'm very excited to read this, so this will be my next physical read. Hello, it is the 30th of June, so we're almost done with this vlog, and I have quite a few updates because I haven't talked to you in a while. Quickly first, I wanted to say that I finished reading Kindred. My reading vlog will already be up if you're interested in what I thought of it, but spoiler alert, gave it 5 stars. Yeah, pretty crazy book. I would highly recommend the reading vlog and the book if you're interested. And then I finished another book. I finished my audiobook, Legends and Lattes, and that one was fantastic as well. I actually gave that one 5 stars too. They are in very different ways, but they're both books I absolutely adored in the end. I think with Legends and Lattes, it's definitely the kind of cerulean sea feeling, just yeah, the happiness, the joy that came from this book. I did enjoy the audiobook as well, even though it was like my favorite audiobook I've ever listened to. I think that what really makes this book so great are the characters. They're all just such cinnamon rolls, quite literally. So I couldn't even tell you who my favorite character was because they were all so great. But let's be real here. The cat, what is it called? Dire cat, I think. It's always a little bit hard for me with the audiobooks to catch the terms. She's great. She definitely made the book for me. I love her. She's amazing. Oh, the ending as well. It was so great. This book gave me so much happiness. And it is unfortunately quite short, but I hope that the author, I think it's Travis Baldreee, will write maybe something similar in the future with like amazing characters. Maybe a cat as well. I'm always here for cats in books. So yeah, that was just so adorable. And I don't even know whether I talked about this book before, but basically it follows an orc woman called Viv, and she decides to open a coffee shop in a new town, and she wants to start new. She doesn't want to kill and fight all the time anymore. She just wants a fresh start. And yeah, we learn all about her little coffee shop and the people who help her along the way. And it's just so full of positivity. It's amazing. So I thought with that positivity going on, we need some harder hitting books. So the next book I decided to pick up was We Are Not Free by Traci Chee. Now this one I will probably not finish this month because it is only today and I have read exactly 4 pages. So this book I will carry over into July. It's one of the library books I have checked out right now, so I want to finish it quite quickly and get it back. But as I said, not today. And then I started an audiobook, and I decided to go with something short that was included in my Audible, so I didn't have to pay for it. And that was M to the WTF, by Samantha Allen. It is only a 3.5 hour little memoir, and I really like Samantha Allen. She has written, what's it called? Something Queer in America? Oh, what's the book called? I'm so bad with names, but yeah, something along those lines. It's basically a a nonfiction book where she traveled through the red states of America and interviewed queer people to show that it's very important that queer people don't just concentrate in the blue states or in the very liberal cities, but that we need queer people everywhere, so that, yeah, if you follow the contact hypothesis, that prejudice is slowly broken up, basically. And that book was Real Queer America. That's the name. That book was fantastic. I think I gave it 4.5 or 5 stars at the time. And so I thought reading a memoir from Samantha Allen would be great as well. I have listened to about an hour so far and I really enjoy it. It's basically her story of her transition. She was born in a Mormon family and decided to transition in her 20s. So that's where the title comes from, like M to the WTF, the transition basically, and she tries to portray it in a more humorous way, and there were definitely already a few parts where I had to chuckle a little bit, but I think the between the lines messages are still also quite heartbreaking in some instances. So there's definitely some content warnings for like bullying of trans people. And just, yeah, all the horrible things that are still happening, especially when you consider that she's from a Mormon family as well. She also talks a little bit about her religion, how she had this kind of like a little rebound where she really tried to use religion to suppress her transness and stuff like that. So I think it's very, very interesting. And for such a short book, I think it will definitely have an impact, and yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I don't think I will finish it today, but if I do, I'll let you know. And yeah, I hope that you had a great month so far. One more day and then we're done with June. Unbelievable. I also wanted to quickly not really talk about what's happening right now. Last week was a great week for reproductive rights in Germany because we have finally banned a law that prohibited doctors from giving information on abortions. Basically, this law was portrayed as it is prohibiting ads for abortion, but it was used to prevent doctors from giving any information if they offered abortion. So it's very important to lift this law. It will make it so much easier for people who want to be informed about abortions to find quality information put online by doctors, because so far any rando could like put information on abortions on the internet, but doctors couldn't. So that's super stupid. So it's really good that this law is finally gone. But yeah, I was really, really happy for that. And about an hour after I heard that news, I heard about Roe v. Wade. So my happiness kind of went out the window. I have also heard that a couple of other countries are now strengthening their reproductive rights. So I think France and also Israel, I think. So that's great. I really hope that Germany will do that too, because we also don't have the best like abortion rights, to be honest. So there's still a lot to be done, but it's just so horrible to see how the states get so corrupted that there can be people who decide these like life or death things against the will of the majority of the people in the US. That's just crazy to me. And honestly, being German, that does not sound healthy. We have had stuff like that happen as well. So I would caution you. I would say that you definitely have to find a way to save your democracy because things are not going so well. But I think that most people know that already. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say to that. I was horrified. I have been watching some really good videos where people talk about this, and I just really hope that there will be some kind of a solution, that people will go vote, and that, that this is not a long-term thing, basically. just a little setback, hopefully. But yeah, that's all. I'll talk to you again tomorrow to let you know if anything else happens, but I'm pretty sure it won't. Actually, nothing else happens, so thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Leave a like or a nice comment, always appreciated. And if you subscribe, I will talk to you soon. Bye guys!